Piper Alpha disaster unfolded on the 6th of July 1988 in the North Sea's Piper oilfield, standing as one of the most devastating offshore accidents in history. The disaster occurred on the Piper Alpha oil rig, primarily used for oil and gas extraction. All was normal amid a routine maintenance operation when a gas leak ignited, leading to a catastrophic series of explosions and fires. The inferno rapidly engulfed the platform, ultimately resulting in its total destruction. The disaster claimed the lives of 167 workers, with only 61 surviving. The Piper Alpha disaster stands as a stark reminder of the human and environmental costs associated with lax safety practices in the pursuit of resource extraction. Piper Alpha prompted significant changes in offshore safety regulations and emergency procedures globally, emphasizing the importance of stringent safety protocols in the oil and gas industry. This is the story of the horrific and deadly disaster. Black gold. Located in the North Sea, about 120 miles northeast of Aberdeen, Scotland, Piper Alpha was an oil platform operated by Occidental Petroleum Limited and began production in 1976, initially as an oil-only platform, but later converted to add gas production. It was designed to extract crude oil and natural gas from the seabed, a complex process involving drilling, extraction, and processing. The platform incorporated cutting-edge technology and was considered a pinnacle of offshore engineering at the time. A large fixed platform, Piper Alpha sat atop Piper oilfield in 144 metres of water and was one of the heaviest platforms operating in the North Sea. It was built in 4 modules separated by firewalls. For safety reasons, the modules were organised so that the most dangerous platform operations took place far from the personnel areas. The conversion from oil to gas broke this safety concept, with the result that sensitive areas were brought together. For example, the gas compression was next to the control room. The decision to design and construct the platform in this way was to play a significant role in the accident. Operations and maintenance. The platform's operations involved the extraction of oil and gas from multiple wells, followed by separation and processing to prepare the hydrocarbons for transportation to shore. A network of pipelines connected Piper Alpha to other installations and to the mainland. In 1978, major works were carried out to enable the platform to meet UK government gas conservation requirements and to avoid waste from the flaring of excess gas. After this work had been completed, Piper Alpha was operating in what was known as Phase 2 mode, operating with the Gas Conservation Module, or the GCM. From the end of 1980 until July 1988, Phase 2 mode was its normal operating state. In the late 1980s, major construction, maintenance and upgrade works were planned by Occidental, and by July 1988, the rig was already well into major reconstruction, with 6 major projects identified, including the change-out of the GCM unit. This meant that the rig was returned to its initial Phase 1 mode. Despite the complex and demanding work schedule, Occidental made the decision to continue operating the platform in Phase 1 mode throughout this period and not to shut it down, as had been originally planned. The planning and controls that were put in place were thought to be adequate. Therefore, Piper continued to export oil at just under 120,000 barrels per day and to export tartan gas at some 930,000 cubic meters per day at standard conditions during this period. Maintenance procedures and safety protocols were crucial for such a complex facility. However, a fatal chain of events began with routine maintenance work on one of the gas compressors. A communication breakdown and a series of critical oversights set the stage for a catastrophic sequence of events. A fatal error. On the morning of the 6th of July, during routine maintenance, Pump A's pressure safety valve was removed. The work couldn't be completed by 6 p.m, so the open condensate pipe was sealed with a hand-tightened disc cover. A non-duty engineer filled in a permit stating that Pump A was not ready and must not be switched on. As the day shift ended, the night shift began, with 62 men on duty. The engineer failed to inform the custodian about Pump A's condition. The permit, indicating Pump A's status, disappeared. Coincidentally, another permit for the general overhaul of Pump A was issued. The firefighting system, usually automatic, was put under manual control. The platform's procedure required manual control when divers were in the water. Pumping oil continued without alarms to warn of the unfolding disaster. Problems with the methanol system led to a methane clathrate blockage, causing Pump B to trip. Methane clathrate, a flammable ice, started accumulating, triggering a time-sensitive situation. A search for documents to start Pump A began. The permit for Pump A's pressure safety valve recertification was missing, but Pump A was restarted based on the overhaul permit. The missing safety valve went unnoticed. Gas leaked when Pump A was switched on, causing an explosion that destroyed the control room. The first explosion occurred due to a condensate leak, blowing through the firewall and killing key personnel. Despite the emergency stop, no alarms warned workers, and the platform was not isolated from the flow of oil and gas. The control room was abandoned. A mayday call was signalled via radio. Custodian Jeff Bollins activated the emergency stop and ceased all oil and gas extraction. Burning oil dripped onto a lower platform, causing subsequent explosions. The rupture of the tartan pipeline released a massive fireball. The MCP-01 pipeline failed and exploded, adding fuel to the firestorm. The platform then proceeded to melt over the next 80 minutes. Rescue crews arrived, but the intense heat and explosions forced them to maintain a safe distance. The platform collapsed and rescue operations commenced. Helicopters evacuated survivors, with the platform almost entirely gone by 00:45 am. This chain of events set the stage for the catastrophic disaster that would follow, leading to the loss of 167 lives and exposing critical flaws in safety procedures and communication protocols within the offshore oil and gas industry. Fallout. The aftermath of the Piper Alpha disaster prompted a comprehensive investigation. The Cullen Report, named after the inquiry's chair, Lord Cullen, identified a range of critical factors contributing to the incident. These included shortcomings in maintenance procedures, inadequate safety measures, and deficiencies in emergency response systems. The report also called for a fundamental re-evaluation of safety practices within the oil and gas industry. It led to widespread changes, not only in the North Sea, but globally, influencing regulations, safety protocols, and industry practices. The Piper Alpha disaster became a catalyst for a renewed commitment to safety in the offshore oil and gas sector. Because the platform was completely destroyed, and many of those involved died, analysis of events can only suggest a possible chain of events based on known facts. Some witnesses to the events question the official timeline. The legacy of Piper Alpha endures as a somber reminder of the human and environmental costs associated with industrial disasters. The improvements in safety regulations and industry practices that followed have undoubtedly enhanced the protection of workers and the environment in offshore operations. However, the scars of Piper Alpha remain etched in the collective memory of those affected by this tragic event. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please give it a like, and for more amazing tales and thrilling stories, don't forget to subscribe to Uncovered Secrets. Also, hit the bell icon to stay notified for every release.